participation is seen as a metaphor for youth development. And I hope to be able to develop these views, which I acknowledge may also be viewed as sweeping generalisations, through an overview of two initiatives in the UK. As you may imagine, the UK is 2 years down the road toward London 2012. And I'm sure you know only too well here in China what that sense of excitement and yet trepidation could be with such a daunting prospect of delivering the Olympic Games in front of you. You delivered a stunning Games in Beijing, which inevitably sets up the challenge for future Games organisers. But what you did not quite have to encompass in your planning is a thing called the credit crunch. So I stood back and carried out a brief past analysis of our situation in the UK. I would probably look on our position as follows. Politically, our government has been and is wholly committed to delivering the Games which reflects the British character, which offers the best opportunities for achievement amongst participants, and which drives a lasting legacy to its people before and after the Games. We were successful as a nation in Beijing, way beyond our expectations, and there was a very focused determination to do as well, or even better, in 2012. Nearly 50% of the Great Britain athletes in 2008 were either in higher education or had passed through higher education. Economically, I think it's best just to acknowledge that this is a challenge. This is not about the tangible face of the Games, that is, the facilities, since so much has already been put in place. But it is about the less tangible investment around challenging new partnerships across public and private sectors of the sport business. It's about engaging the massive volunteer sector, about investing in our young athletes for 2012 and beyond, and about deriving social, health and environmental benefits. Socially, the economic situation across many countries now will force us all to look inwardly at what we can drive out of our existing workforce base to best effect. And volunteering related to workforce development is a serious consideration in universities in the development of graduates and the relationship with local communities. Likewise, the use of our best young athletes as icons for the future, as mentors, coaches and leaders, nurtured within the context of the education environment, will all set a sporting and social standard which may be immeasurable if we get it right. Technically, the higher education is becoming a key part of the research base which contributes to both materials development, human performance and psychological support of sport. I'm going to cover two rather opposite ends of the sports spectrum. Firstly, the role higher education has been able to play in the last 4 years in supporting talent development level athletes who reside in education through a national lottery-funded scholarship scheme in England, using one specific winter sport as the example which has benefited. And secondly, the engagement and development of young people through volunteering within my own university, the City of Manchester and regionally. The engagement of young people, mostly those aged around 16 to 25, on both ends of the spectrum, supports the notion that the combination of the university or higher education environment, combined with sport, offers a youth development medium across all those skills and values which can enrich both career opportunities and the areas the next generation may touch in the community throughout their future lives. I'm talking about those skills and values such as discipline, respect, perseverance, problem solving, decision making, self-esteem, social competence, honesty, sense of fair play, and leadership skills. So what's the challenges for performance? About 5 years ago, government and higher education in England gave serious consideration to the apparent dropout rate amongst 16 to 19-year-olds within performance and high-performance sport, which is running as high as 70%. In simple terms, Our remedy was to develop something called TAS, the Talented Athlete Scholarship Scheme, a unique partnership between national governing bodies of sport, higher education institutions, a charitable foundation called Sports Aid, and government in the form now of the UK Sports Council, which focuses on maintaining a balance between academic life and training as a performance athlete. TAS basically supports the potential medal winners of the future. It provides athletes with a tailored package of services comprised of services such as coaching, strength and conditioning, talented athlete lifestyle support, physiotherapy, sports medicine, as well as support with competition and training expenses. And these services are delivered through higher education institutions. TAS makes two types of awards. Scholarships, these are awarded to the value of £3,500 each year, and something we call 2012 Sport Scholarships. And these are awarded to the higher value of £10,000 per annum. And these athletes, identified by the national governing body, who have already demonstrated exceptional sporting talent, they are eligible for Class 2012. The aim is to fast track these gifted youngsters into the world-class pathways. In its 4 years of operation, TAS has evolved from being a network of universities spread across 9 regions in England to a series of 13 hub sites, which contain institutions which are able to specialise in the support of certain sports, due either to the location of facilities or specialist coaching. For example, my own university specialises in badminton and hockey, because we're designated as a high-performance centre for each of these sports. It still operates, however, on the premise, as far as possible, that a student should be able to select his academic direction and still find an appropriate level of support for his or her sport at or near that institution. In other words, what we're doing, it is an athlete focus, is the key to the programme, athlete focus. You'll see the level of funding so far invested and the volume of athletes supported. In fact, the government lottery investment of 18 million to date. It also leverages both value in kind of half to £1 million per year through the expertise of in-house personnel and services, and a further £1.5 million in sponsorship from the private sector, which is channeled through our charity partner, Sports Aid, which is a crucial means of making this tax effective. You'll also see that proportionately, the scheme is making a significant contribution towards the Great Britain medal winning potential at both Olympic and world university level. The TAS programme recognises that it is important for any athlete to have the opportunity to develop his or her future career, either within or outside sport, and that further or higher education qualifications are important in that transition from elite sport performance into working life. It also recognises the value of building capacity to deliver key support services which reside within higher education as a future, stable platform for the partner. I noted earlier that there are 2 levels of award. The core TAS scholarship is a value of £3,500, and we support around 750 to 800 athletes. Whilst the TAS 2012 scholarship has a value of up to £10,000, supporting around 100 athletes on this level. For the athlete, 4 core services form the main support values of £2,000, with the balance being used for coaching, travel and other specialist services. For the staff in universities and in the network of service providers who support the programme, CPD, or Continuing Professional Development, is offered to ensure we continually improve our quality of output. To this end, TAS has developed its own Level 3 qualification, called TALS, for the benefit of scholarship managers and their staff. In addition, since 2006, TAS has helped to upskill 355 service providers on chartered physiotherapy development courses. And the aim is to double that number during 2008-09. Institutions and national governing bodies sign up to service-level agreements to ensure quality standards within an agreed framework that are met annually, monitored and evaluated. The scheme has a proactive website through which athletes, scholarship managers and mentors can obtain regular updates and exchange best practice. National governing bodies and higher education are developing a very close relationship, which is enabling NGBs to access further services set around coach development, mentoring expertise, and facility access to other lower level development programs. So in summary, the TAS scheme delivers a range of benefits to its philosophy. In blue on this diagram, you'll see the benefits to the athlete. There's a support infrastructure through which to achieve potential across academic study and sport, financial and services support in chosen sports focused on their youth locally, that's important, and advice during entry to higher education and on exit. On the outer part of the diagram, benefits shown are that the athlete does perform better in his sport and chosen academic area. We can leverage further investment in our young people. Partnership is created among stakeholder agencies, and all partners gain from improved profile at talent development level. The higher education sector continually improves its capacity to support high-performance athletes, and the national government agenda focused on 2012 and beyond. Frankly, consider it a win-win situation for all. I recognise that HARBIN is the home of Chinese short track, and that as a sport, the competition over the next 2 weeks will be fierce. So, in commenting on the UK experience, it's just to express our pride in the benefits that have arisen for this sport through the TAS scheme. Great Britain is a country which has a long tradition in alpine sports and a growing talent base in ice sports, but as I'm sure you all know, most snow sport training has to be taken place abroad. We don't have many mountains or an appropriate climate, I'm afraid. And our ice-based ambitions remain high, but it takes several generations to aspire to truly compete against many colleagues here. Our key target is Vancouver in 2010, but these games in Harbin may provide a significant step on that road for our skaters. The full Great Britain national squad is based at Nottingham and supported by Loughborough University too. It consists of only 14 athletes, of which 4 are UK sport funded at world-class level, and 10 are TAS 2012 funded. This group are underpinned by 2 other regional centres, the Universities of Birmingham and Surrey, which contain a further 25 TAS athletes. These in turn are underpinned by 5 talent camps run annually by the national governing body, with their age ranges from 10 to 16, at the end of which the national governing body is invited to identify TAS athletes. To achieve a TAS funded place